right, can you guys hear me? Please let me know. What a fucking crazy time, huh? There's been some problems with the link, so let's see what happens here. I hope you guys can find the link. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Can hear. Okay, good. All right, so here's what's going on. Remember how many times I've said in the past that the greatest risk to this economy is not COVID or the economy or anything. The greatest risk is social unrest, right? Social unrest. And that's exactly what we're seeing today. Now, again, I don't want to be panicking anybody, right? The more likely scenario is that, they're going to do some stupid shit for a couple of days or whatever, and then they'll go home and that's it. But unlike most people, I weigh this a little bit more than just something that's just going to pass. All right. Um, this could end up being something a lot more. This is not the kind of stuff that happens in America, right? We are in the middle of a pandemic. We're printing money like there's no tomorrow. 20 million people unemployed. Populism is going on like crazy. We got a batshit crazy president. We have a police force that couldn't even protect the Capitol. That blows my mind. Okay, that just shows you how much complacency there is in the U.S. And it's not just the Capitol; it's in everything. We just think we're the greatest and the best, and that nothing bad is ever going to happen. And I think that's wrong, 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 wrong. They're breaking windows, they're popping in. I can't show the video, unfortunately, copyright bullshit. But this is not good. Okay, it's not good not only, for us right now, but long term, I don't think this is a good thing. And if it does happen to lead to something much more, well, with the stock market at all-time highs, they don't care about pandemic. They don't care about 360,000 people dead. They don't care about zombie companies. They don't care about, 20 million people unemployed. What do they care about? Nothing. Why? Because the deficits are being pumped into the savers. And the savers are going to do what? They're going to go out and invest it and keep buying stocks. The Robin Hoods. Unbelievable. All right, so let's see what's going on. All right, so mind-blowing. All right, so we got the 1, 2, 3. I said anything within this structure, right? Any structure, doesn't have to be this one. Anything that biases to the downside, we are getting the down move. Not a whole hell of a lot, right? About 1% move here. But when you look at the bigger picture, and this is the bigger picture, and this is why I think it's going to go lower. You have now broken down, okay, tested, broke, tested again, and can't get back into structure. Right? You can't get back into this structure here. And it's failing. So I think this is probably going to result to a much lower market. All right, that's what I think. If you can't get back into this structure here, it needs a bigger correction. The other problem is that it's coming into this bigger F flag, right? And we've been saying that eventually this is going to have to correct to the downside. Okay, so we can have a much, much deeper pullback. We'll see how that goes. It all depends on this, craziness that's going on. And how much, the markets want to discount. We'll see. Let me get rid of these little points here. Right, but if you can't get back into these two structures, meaning the top structure, and you can't hold above this other structure, then you need a bigger correction. Just that simple. All right. Point of control is right here. You can't get above it. Can't hold it. What time is it now? Another 28 minutes left in the trading session. All right. I don't think anything is going to be resolved in the next 28 minutes. So I think there's going to be some profit taking, and that's gonna kind of fuck up things for the beginning of 2000 if we get a deeper pullback. Right. Some of the momentum will be lost. So anyway, I'm just going to go quickly through the markets here. Just for my understanding of what's going on. Yeah, big pop in the VIX. Big pop. It's just funny. Dow Jones at all-time highs, and the fucking capital is being overrun by a bunch of fucking crazies. Like, how insane, how fucking insane, right? Yeah, all right. So again, we see that the small caps tried to break out, incredibly bullish, and failed. They're back in structure. When that happens, from failed moves comes fast moves in the opposite direction, so we could see a very big sell-off. Okay, I'm just talking about charting now. Forget about anything else. I'm just saying that when it fails to break out, the likelihood is that it's going to create a fast move in the opposite direction. Right. Bull trap. Transportations broke out. Okay, we said this would happen. It was down here this morning. So for now, transportation looks good. IPOs are still holding. The FANGs are starting to sell off a little harder. Made a new low today. Not good. Europe is fine. UK is really kicking ass. Germany. World Stock Market Index. Jets, nothing. China's zero fucks given. What's oil doing? Zero fucks given to oil. Gold's starting to pop. Okay, so that's the break test go. So we tested it. So now look for higher prices in gold, especially with what's going on. Some fear. That's bullish for gold. Silver's popping. Commodities doing good. Again, I'm just kind of going through things just so I can, the market is doing what I expect it to do in terms of, taking a little bit of profit, saying, okay, let's see what goes on here. How bad is this going to be? It's not going to likely be too bad, right? That's their first reaction. I tend to agree with it, but this can lead to something more. And I put more weight on that than the average person. Bitcoin's above 35,000. I think this is bullish for Bitcoin. dollar's falling. New low for today on the dollar. Yep. Euro's popping. New low in the US dollar against the CAD. Australia new high. New Zealand new high. Yeah, I don't see how this is bullish for the dollar. Even the peso strengthening against the dollar. Pretty sad. Forget about the America we used to know, man. All right. 10 years up above 1, where it was today, more or less. I'm surprised the bonds are not being bought up. Right? And what does that tell us? Well, that tells us that there's not that much fear yet. Okay, yeah, you had some VIX popping, but once you start seeing the dollar start to rise, you start seeing bonds start to rise. That's going to show us that they're shifting money from the long side to uh, in bonds and selling stocks. So we don't see that right now. Okay. All right, let's get back to the small time frames. So how low can this go? All the way down to the support area. Oh, come on. At the very least, this can come down here. Test the previous low again. Okay. We have a series of lower highs. See it? Right. I think this is going. The structure is ultimately going to expand from all this. I think this is going to end up looking something like this. Okay. There's going to be an expansion. Fucking idiots. These people, these Trump bots are fucking morons. Unbelievable. How stupid these people are. I'm so surprised that the small caps are as high as they are. I think they're going to start breaking into the close. They're going to start breaking down. You can see it, right? You can see it. 1, 2, 3, sharp down. Okay. So look for this one to push lower. Just give me one moment, please. Unbelievable. All right. So let's do another point of control within this structure here from this drop. Okay. So point of control is somewhere in here at 1270, 700, right? Which coincides with the previous longer term point of control. So for the sectors for the day, mostly green. Most of the world is green except for Argentina, Africa, which we don't give a shit about. China, I don't know why China is showing red. It's up. Oh, strange. Let's look at the market internals. Financials leading, materials, energy. At the bottom, technology, real estate, consumer discretionary, and uh, communication services at the bottom. So definitely not a bullish internals, right? Garbage. Garbage. This is where we left it off yesterday. That this was a bullish little formation, right? Sure enough, it took off in a big fucking way. Let's get rid of this. But here's the problem, right? You got the erection going. See it? See the erection? This is going to correct. There's going to be a bigger pullback here. This is another little high base here. Just got to share something to subscribers. 1 second. All right. So let's take a look at the VIX. What's going on here? Not pushing higher. It's kind of content there at 26. But remember, this market, the last 2 minutes of the trading is when it gets all funky. Right, so we got 15 minutes to go. Let's see what's going to happen. Oddly enough, we are still at a rounding bottom in the VIX. That's bullish for the VIX, which is bearish for stocks. Okay. They're kind of grinding it down, right? In a 1 minute. And remember, the grind downs are the ones you got to be scared of. Hello, Alessandro. Welcome, my friend. It's the grindy ones that are scary because they put you to sleep and they keep going lower and then they thrust lower and then they start to correct and then thrust lower and then start to correct. If this was a sharper move to the downside, I would say this is something that's trying to manipulate emotions, and I wouldn't put as much weight on it. But the slow, grindy kind of move is the worst kind. And by the way, we're below the one of the previous highs again, right? Remember this previous high here, 12,677? We're below it again. So we're going to be in danger of violating the previous high back here. Okay, at 12,475. So let's see if that's going to hold. Fuck you. See, for the bulls right now, or the amateur, they're looking at this small grind down, and they're seeing these pops, and they're like, oh, it's going to be bullish now. Oh, it's going to be bullish now. Oh, it's going to be bullish now. And it keeps going lower. And then they puke it up. That's why this is so dangerous. What's funny about it is now we have another thing to be bullish about. Oh, wait, they're not storming the Capitol anymore. Bullish. What the fuck? This is the problem with this market. They're on tilt, right? Everybody's a perma bull. Nobody can consider anything going wrong ever. Not even pandemics, not even storming the Capitol. I don't know if you guys saw the picture. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but I'll do it anyway. Where is it? I think I'm going the wrong way. I don't know. I don't know where it is. But anyway, there's a bunch of police officers inside the Capitol holding guns at the door. I mean, and apparently somebody got shot. That's another thing. You start shooting people, civil war is right around the corner, you know. It's funny that they're going to use freedom as a reason to try to create a coup, right? Oh, our guns. Thank God we have our guns to protect ourselves, right? Everything that Trump, see that kind of move? See that move? Boom, straight down, right? See it? See it? It was very violent and fast, right? Yeah, the Trump bots are gonna, everything that they love, the guns and their freedom and all this bullshit, is what's creating this disaster, this disgrace. It's like Christians against Christ. That's how I view Trump bots. All right, 10 minutes left to go in the session. Let's take a look at the fags. What's the VIX doing? It should rise going into the close. Not much. What are the fags doing? They're continuing lower. All right. There we go. New lows. So pay attention to the way the market is coming down, how it puts people to sleep. Never try to buy these kind of markets. Even ultimately it's going to go back, back up again, whatever. Don't try to cherry pick these kind of markets. You're better off trying to cherry pick a thrust down move, right, than this kind of shit. This one, dangerous. Yep, you're low. 8 minutes left to go in the training session. Anybody have any questions? Social unrest. I don't know how long I've been saying it, 2 years. And again, it doesn't mean it's going to be this one that's going to be the one. I thought initially that it would be India, right? When food to income exceeds 60%, you only need 3% of the population to create a revolution. Uh, Same thing with Pakistan. We got a little scuffle over there with China. That died down, you know. We had Black Lives Matter. That died down. Now we're getting the Trump bots. We'll see, when this dies down. And the way I look at all these things, it's like a spark, right? It's kind of like what you see in movies out in the wilderness. They got two rocks trying to start a fire, and the sparks are going off, and they got the little dried out grass there trying to get it going. You don't know which spark. Yeah, it's Baghdad, of course. You don't know which spark is going to set off the fire. But I assure you, with each and every one of these sparks, one of them is going to catch on fire. You only need one, right? And Americans love their guns. They start shooting in the streets all over America. What are you going to do? Especially when the police officers that are supposed to be protecting the public are half of them are Trump bots themselves. Same with the military. A woman was shot. Okay. The market doesn't believe it. The market is saying, it's just a little flare up. It's okay. That's why the market is rising. And I tend to agree to a point, but I don't think. So let's say that they think there's a 95% chance that this is going to blow over. I give it a 65, 70% chance that it will blow over. And a 30% chance it's going to be a lot worse. Yeah, exactly. Buy the dip. Yep. Pandemics don't matter. Raiding the Capitol don't matter. Black Lives Matter don't matter. Unemployed don't matter. Nothing matters. Everything is bullish. Buy the dip. Malakias, as we say in Greek. Yeah, National Guard. They called for them yesterday. I don't know what the fuck happened. Why weren't they there today? Why was the U.S., the greatest nation in the world, could not protect the Capitol? I don't understand it. This is the kind of shit like you watch a movie with Gerald Butler or some shit, and you're sitting there, you're like, yeah, right, that shit would never happen. Yeah, well, look what's happening now. Yeah, it's incredible. You can't protect your own capital. Are you kidding me? In Washington. We're not talking about some Paducah, Kentucky city hall. You're talking about the Capitol building. You can't protect it? Shit. I don't know. Paper tiger. 2 minutes left to go. Let's see what happens. But in so many ways, the U.S. has been exposed so weak. If we were hit with a biological attack, we can't deal with it, right? Uh, they stormed the building. We can't deal with that either. This is a black swan. If this gets much worse, right? But it's not a black swan. That's the problem. It's not a black swan. Social unrest, inequality. It's been going on for a long time. Long time. All right. No fireworks yet. We've got less than a minute left to go in the trading session. Buy the dip. Unbelievable. All right, so in a minute chart, this is what we're looking at right now. Right, wedgie, which is a bullish pattern. So it has to correct out of here at some point, probably after hours. Maybe if things die down, you'll get something like this and then down. Okay. Remember, even though it's a minute chart, it doesn't matter. The same rules apply. Okay. The only difference is in a minute chart is you get some kind of piece of news that comes out. It's gonna fuck you, right? Where in the bigger charts, piece of news that comes out is not gonna fuck you, right? So keep that in mind. And again, one more thing to be bullish about. Ooh, this is great. They're not storming the Capitol building. Bullish. Buy stocks. Buy the dip. They can't even protect their own capital. New low. New low into the close. All right, so there we go. Um, Again, I would not buy based on this structure here. Okay, don't buy because, oh, look, this is going to eventually correct. No, you don't want to do that. Even if it breaks. Okay, even if it breaks. Because it will probably resolve further. All right, even if it breaks here, it's going to come down here. This is our target. You want to start buying the dip down here somewhere, that's fine. I can understand it. But up here, no. No. The situation is way too volatile. All right. All right. Let's see how the market closed internally. Not much of a difference, although communications came down much more. Information technology down, which is basically the FAGs, down 1.7. Let's see the last 5 days. Energy up, financials, healthcare. Real estate, yeah, not bullish. Definitely not bullish. Let's refresh this. Let's see what sectors got hit. Not much. They're still green. Unless this is lagging, which I don't think, but how about the earnings yield? Look at that, 2.64. Lowest reading I've seen in this recession. Just getting worse and worse. Worse and worse. What about the 10-year? Dollar. Bear flag. You see it, right? So look for that to go lower tomorrow, which is going to be kind of funny because the market is falling now. We'll see how this plays out. 10-year. What's Bitcoin doing? 35. Yeah. Bitcoin hit 36,347. Ethereum hit 1,200. And interest rates are, pulling back a little bit. It's still a nice little breakout. Still very much bullish. I don't know. There's so many problems. To me, everywhere you look, it's a fucking disaster. Everywhere you look. Any which way. Everything is just blowing up. Vaccines. Israel has vaccinated 9% of their population. We're still at 0.8, 1.2%. I don't know what it is. Some ridiculous amount. Printing of money, out of control. QEing, out of control. Unemployment, under control. Storming the building, out of control. Trump trying to overthrow the government, out of control. And stocks are all-time high. Okay. So be it. Let it. All right. So I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. There's not much more to really look at. All right. For right now, the market is not really buying it. They think it's just going to be over. Chances are it will be. But again, I'm not as bullish as they are. I think there's a good possibility this can end up really, really fucking bad. All right. All right. Thank you, Alessandro. All right, guys. Any more questions? Anybody? No. All right. Let's go look at some storming the Capitol video and social unrest and shooting. Fucking Wild Wild West over here. All right. Thanks a lot again, guys. Take care. See you tomorrow.